Hello there, Crafty Doer. Jessica Michaels here for a cherry on top. Welcome to the Crafty Doings Mixed Media Paper Crafts. This video is for the April hop, and this month's theme is spring crafts. So I'm going to create a spring banner. Grab your comfy chair, grab all your crafty things, and let's get into the Crafty Doings. I decided that I wanted to create a little mini banner using Tim Holtz Distress Mixed Media Heavy Stock Mini tags. And I'm also going to use 49 to Market Flower Emporium by Vicki Boutin. I decided to choose this very colorful stripe pattern because it had a lot of the pastel Easter colors we love to look at during this time of the year. I ran that through my Cricut machine using the Hoppy Easter cut file by a cherry on top. I just left out the hoppy part and cut out the word Easter. To create the background on these tags, I'm going to use 49 and Market dye inks. I'm going to use this blue called Early Bird, and then I'm also going to use Key Lime, Doll Face, which I think it's such a cute name for this pink color, Sunrise, Frosty, and Daffodil. Now, I don't know about you, but I have such a difficult time deciding how I want to organize my blending brushes. So this is something new that I'm trying, and what I did was simply stick a piece of Velcro under the ink pads. That way I can just stick the foam domes under it. The shelving where I have my stuff, my ink pads organized, they're made for Distress Oxides, so these ink pads are a little bit longer, but that works because it sticks out enough so that the dome sticks out. So I don't know, it's something I'm trying out. I will keep you posted. So to begin the tags, I am going to ink blend the outside of every single tag with each color of dye inks. I am going to go a little bit heavy on the outside of the tag and then go a little bit lighter as I go towards the center of the tag. Here's where I'm going to begin to ink smoosh. Super easy technique and incredibly dramatic results. Grab a piece of plastic. For example, this is a random tiny Ziploc bag, and I'm going to push it down into the ink pad until I get some ink, spritz it very lightly with water, and then just smoosh it down on my tag. I'm going to do this exact same technique with all of the rest of the tags. Okay, how gorgeous are these backgrounds? My only tip that I have for you is to dry in between layers. You will always hear me say that. Wherever you are listening to me or watching me create, dry in between layers if you want more depth. Okay, so I'm going to play with the Artful Moments journaling bits. This is Vicki Boutin's latest collection with her amazing collab with 49 and Market. And what I'm going to do here is pick out bits and pieces that come in either 4 or 5s And I'm going to organize them by color on top of every tag. I'm going to get into a little bit of a monochrome technique here. Okay, so since the journaling bits didn't have 6 of everything, I'm going to go into the laser cuts. And if you haven't created with 49 Market laser cuts, you are missing out, especially with Vicky Boutin. She has these intricate designs in this collection, like the crocheting bits that are just amazing. So I'm going to go in with some butterflies to start bringing in that spring vibe. It looks like I am going to be able to pull 6 butterflies. Now, because a lot of this ephemera has some black accents, I'm going to use this micro pen to draw some faux stitching around the letters. This will also help bring your eye towards the letters, and so it doesn't get lost in all those beautiful layers of ephemera. And as far as the ephemera, I am going to ink blend that respected color on the edges of most of the ephemera and then start layering and putting it together. I'm also going to use a stapler just to add different dimension, different type of texture, just brings interest to the tag. And then start adhering them with some cherry foam tape and glue as well. I will admit that this process became to feel redundant and I was starting to get a little bored, but I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. I've been wanting an Easter banner for years and I refused to buy one because I'm a crafty doer and I just had to make one. So I'm really excited about this month's hop. By the way, if you are just joining me on my channel, don't forget to hop along to the rest of the crafters. Leave a comment for your chance to win a gift certificate to a cherry on top. The winner will be announced on a Cherry on Top's YouTube channel in their description box. Now, I did come across a bit of a challenge, as I mentioned that a lot of the journaling bits and even the laser cut elements didn't have pairs of 5 or 6. So when designing the tag, I had to kind of swap or substitute some ephemera with other pieces. But I think that together as a whole, the banner is looking fantastic. Because there were only 4 of the notebook edges, I went into the laser cuts and I'm going to pull out this lace bit here and supplement that for the yellow tag. And although after inking it with some daffodil, it looks pretty good, I wasn't happy in the end, and off camera after the project is completed, I end up going into my journaling bits, finding a journaling bit that has the notebook edge, and I cut that off and ink that with a daffodil. You'll see that in the still photos at the end of the video. Now, I wasn't really sure where I was going to place my ephemera when I was doing the ink smooshing, so I was left with quite a few clear spaces. So I'm going to fix that by splattering some water on top of those clear spaces, and this will activate the ink and give us those beautiful mixed media splotches that we love to see. And after running a string through each one of my tags, I finally have my very own DIY Easter banner. I am so excited to display this in my home. I am in love with the layers and the ACOT cut file, especially this mixed media backgrounds. I truly am a fan of the new 49 and Market dye inks because their formula makes it so easy to make inky background goodness like these. I truly do hope that you were inspired today for more mixed media encouragement and inspiration. Please subscribe to my channel. Until the next crafty doings.